But you said earlier that you identified as a goalie, and it wasn't just a hockey goalie, because then in lacrosse, and I want to talk to you about when you played college lacrosse and how Coach Soul described you as the best locker room guy he's ever had, which was like a backhanded compliment, I think, in a lot of ways.
I took it as a compliment, no backhand, just straight up.
It was a compliment. But a lacrosse goalie, I think, is the most brutal position in all of sports because you have very minimal padding and you are stopping shots coming 80, hard rubber ball shots coming 80, 90 miles an hour with like your inner thigh. Yeah. And you would need to get into a headspace. So then at this point, you weren't using animal work anymore. Weren't you taking like 30 or 40 pills of Sudafed?
Yeah, I took 12 Sudafed before every game. So so what happened was
this
when
is
the hockey
why they
career,
had to start regulating it, Jay. This is why you can't get it on shelves anymore.
It's true. This is actually why they reformulated it and took epinephrine out of Sudafed because of guys like me. But truthfully, the end of my senior year of hockey, because that didn't work out, I was reading Sports Illustrated. There was an article. I remember the picture. It was like a black and white picture of a hand, and then in it were like 3 red Sudafed, and the title of the article was Hockey's Little Red Helper.
Oh.
And it was this article about how these guys were all popping Sudafed for this epinephrine rush. So I was going into my senior year, and the school I went to had a very competitive lacrosse team, and they'd essentially forgotten to get a lacrosse goalie. And so they kind of had wooed me in saying, well, it's very similar. And it's not, because you don't wear pads and it really hurts. And if you don't have any skill, your only ability to stop the ball is to put a piece of your body in front of it. Because I had no idea how to really do the stick.
There's all that
skills.
Bouncing and all that fucking, I mean, it's hard. It's a hard position.
Yeah. So and then like essentially any hockey shot that you're going to face as a goalie comes off the ice. So you're looking at like, I mean, not to get too technical, but you're looking at like a 45-degree like window of where the shot can be generated from. And in lacrosse, it's infinite because it can come overhand, underhand, it can be bounced, it can come above you. So the whole situation's a goddamn nightmare. So I would take 10 Sudafed and essentially lose my mind. And I gave up on the animal work for lacrosse. And I can think back to 2 things. One, I used to envision flying around the campus like one of the characters in Lost Boys, and just
the Peter Pan version or the vampire movie?
The vampire movie. Well, remember, I was influenced by remember Brian Cox, the linebacker for the Bears.
Yeah, he came up from the Jets.
He had some. Yes, like Dolphins, Jets, Bears.
Yeah,
and he had some really fucked up shit that he would talk about to get himself psyched up for the game. So I never went quite as far as that, but I would envision like, I just get really hopped up on epinephrine, and then I would go out there and you would
envision the other teammates doing something horrible to your family members,
and then I would do something horrible to them.
In your mind,
only in my mind. And I would be listening to Bush. They had a song called "Alien" that is just like a really slow. Doon, 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 and it just had all these weird sounds in it. So that was the beginning of a lacrosse career. What happened though, I got to college and I walked on. And
where'd you go to college?
To walk on, Dartmouth College.
Got it.
And to walk onto that team, there was like a 14-day window of walk-on tryouts. And so to get up for it, I had to take the Sudafed every day at that window. So 14 days in a row, and then I got like a headache for like 3 months, so I stopped.
Yeah, I mean the dose is 2, right? That's what you're supposed to take, 2.
Yeah.
Mustache Tales.
Yeah!